Okay, first graders, it's an exciting day. Today you will begin your next to last primer for your first grade year. You only have one more left after this one. Now there are a few that we're not going to get to read together as a class, as an actual assignment, but I'm going to let you read those a little bit later if you would like. But we have two that we're officially going to cover in the next 2 weeks. And this one is called Cyrus the Archer. Boys, I think you're going to love this one. Girls, you're going to like it too because there are some very interesting things that happen in this book. Cyrus is a master archer for the army of the East. And what it means by the East is the area or region of Persia. Now, Persia during this time is what we would now call Iran, the country of Iran and the surrounding region in the Middle East. So Cyrus was a part of the army of Persia. Persia had been beaten by the army of Greece about 10 years earlier in a battle called the Battle of Marathon. And the king of Persia had been, kind of stewing about that for the last 10 years. And so he decided to take his army. They're going to travel a long way from the east. They're going to travel west to the country of Greece. You're going to see that they have quite a challenge along the way in order to get there. And then they're hoping to attack the country of Greece and win the battle this time. So I hope you enjoy this book today. We will talk about it more tomorrow. But before you begin, let's look at some of the words that you're going to read today. So I would like for you to have page 125. So grab that quickly if you don't have it already. Page 125, we're going to look at the back, side B. A lot of these words I think you're going to be fairly familiar with. There are some big words here, but many of them we have already read because they have that GE sound. Lots of the words in this book will have the J sound, that soft G. It can present itself as GE at the end of the word, DGE, or NGE. Okay, we can also have words with GE at the beginning of the word, like the word genius. Or, as we saw last week, it can even be in the middle of the word. Remember, if it's just GE, it's likely to make the long vowel sound. But if it's DGE or NGE, it may have the short vowel sound. But sometimes you just have to be a word scientist. Try it out, see which one it is, okay? All right, let's look at this first column. I'm not going to spend too much time here going over words. Most of these I think you'll know. Look at that second word from the top. What is that word? I know you've seen it. I know you've heard it many times. That is the word diligent. What does diligent mean? You've heard Mrs. Campbell say that word so much. Do you remember we even had that definition up in the front of the classroom? Boy, to be diligent means to work hard even when we don't feel like it, right? I know many of you are so diligent, and I'm so proud of you. That's going to serve you well. All right, let's go a little bit further down and look for a word that begins with GR. Can you put your finger on a word in that first column that begins with GR? What do you think that word says? Notice it has a DGE. It's going to make the short vowel sound. J. Grudge. What is a grudge? A grudge is when you hold something against someone. Instead of forgiving them, as God called us to, you continue to have bitter feelings against someone. So in this story, the king of Persia, the king of the East, was holding a grudge against the king of Greece. Not a good thing. And that is why you see them going to fight. Let's go a little bit further down, close to the bottom, and find a word that begins with TR. Put your finger on a word that begins with TR. This word sounds exactly like grudge, except it begins with a different letter. So it is trudge. Have you ever heard that word? Trudge. To trudge means to kind of walk slowly. It kind of indicates not an easy walk, like we might use that word if we're talking about someone walking through snow, okay? So here we're talking about an army that is trudging on. They're tired, they're weary, they're, traveling over mountains and some difficult terrain. So that word trudge is a good word to use here. Let's start from the top and read down to the bottom in the first column. Here we go. Pledge, diligent, charge, barrage, grudge, large, purge. Purge means to get rid of. Challenge, trudge, voyage, edge, huge. Huge means very large. Let's go back to the top and see if we can read down through that a little faster. Ready? Go. Pledge, diligent, charge, barrage, grudge, large, purge, challenge, trudge, voyage, edge, huge. Okay, good job. Let's go to column 2. All right, most of the words here I think you should be familiar with. There is a large word, that 5th word down. Do you know what that word is? We read this word last week. It has 4 syllables. Intelligent. Notice the GE is in the middle of the word. Hear the J. Intelligent. Intelligent means very smart. Okay? All right, let's start at the top. We're going to work our way to the bottom. Here we go. Bridge, judge, damage, arrange. Arrange means to put in order. Intelligent, strange, archer, army, enemies, weapon, arrow, battle. Back to the top, let's do it again. Go. Bridge, judge, damage, arrange, intelligent, strange, archer, army, enemies, weapon, arrow, battle. Okay, as always, kind of gives us an idea of what you're going to be reading in this book, right? A lot of exciting stuff going on. Okay, look at the 3rd column. Notice we have a proper noun at the top. What do you think that says? I've already said this word. It's the name of a battle. It's called the Battle of Marathon. Marathon, like to run a marathon. Don't think that's why it was called the Battle of Marathon, but anyway, that's what that word is. The next word is enrage. Enrage means to become very angry. And that 3rd word down, notice the GE at the beginning. Genius. Genius. What is genius? Genius also means to be incredibly smart. Kind of like intelligent, right? Okay. Important and preparing. Now look at this other proper noun there. Do you see it with the C? It looks like it would be either Cyrus or Cyrus, but that is a soft C, so it's going to say Cyrus. Good, that's the name of the man in our story. All right, here we go. Let's start at the top. Marathon, enrage, genius, important, preparing, Cyrus, very, body, build, 2. Back to the top, let's do it again. marathon, enrage, genius, important, preparing, Cyrus, very, body, build, two. Okay, guys, enjoy the book today. We'll read it together tomorrow and talk more about it then.